I was so in my head about the fact that I could not figure out numbers. And my boss at the time just looked at me and was like, "You're crazy. Like, you don't need to be good at everything. All we need to do is find you somebody that's good at the numbers so that you can focus on what you're actually good at." Hey there, welcome to Mac TV, where we believe that transformation from manager to leader is such a crucial one, because true leaders change lives and they are the ones that are having a profound effect on today's working environment. So today's episode is dedicated to you first-time managers out there. And yes, I am so eager and excited to be sharing this with you because it is something that is so close to my heart. So I do want you to know that I have been in your shoes before. I've been that, mixed bag of emotion when it came to my promotion. And I remember thinking to myself, man, I wish I had some sort of starting point to launch off of so that I can actually do a good job. And so even though I have another video, which very high level, talks about some things that you can do as a new manager, I really wanted to get into the details in this video. So this is going to be a two-part series that's dedicated to just you. So the first piece of advice I would like to give you is to take the time to do some self-reflection. Self-reflection about what you bring to the plate. Now, like I mentioned at the beginning, I'm sure you're, a mixed bag of emotion. On one hand, feeling super excited for the opportunity, but maybe on the other hand, feeling a little bit nervous, almost, maybe doubting yourself that you can't run with this baton. Which is why it's so important that you take the time to reflect and to remember what it is that you bring to the plate. So I want you to think deeply about what are the things that you do really well, what are the things that you don't do so well, because this will help you gain a tremendous amount of perspective. Not only that, you will gain self-awareness, which is so critical to you as you continue down this path. So a couple years ago, I was asked to create and then present a SWOT analysis on my department at a strategic annual meeting that we had. And I remember, while I was doing it or learning about it, I fell in love with the concept. And I proceeded to use it after that, just within my career for myself. And I wish I actually had known about that at the very beginning, because it would have helped me to gain, like I mentioned, a tremendous amount of perspective and clarity. And I probably would have made some different choices had I known about it earlier. So a SWOT analysis, which stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, is generally something that is used on a business level, but you can actually use it on a personal level for yourself as well. Now, the reason why I suggest that you use this on a personal level is because it will help you to really see and highlight some of your strengths, but it will also highlight and help you to strategize what some of the potential threats are based on your weaknesses. So it's really good on both sides. Now, I've created for you a SWOT worksheet that you can use, and there are some prompting questions in there to make sure that you are, analyzing the right things. Now, here's an example of how you can use it. So under the strengths column, I want you to put all the things that you're really good at. So all your talents, essentially, your hard skills and your soft skills. So the hard skills being the stuff that's really tangible, the things that you can see, and the soft skills being the stuff that you really can't see or touch. So in this column, I want you to also put some of your values, the things that you really believe that drive your behavior, as well as things that other people say about you that are your strong points. In the weakness column, I want you to put the things that you're not really the strongest at. So look again at your hard skills and soft skills. What are the things that you kind of put off or put to the side because you know that you're not really good at it or you lack the confidence to do it? Put all that stuff in the weakness column. So for the opportunities column, what I want you to do is go back to the weakness column and think to yourself, okay, what in this list is something that I can learn to do that can turn into being an opportunity for me? Then for the threats, what you want to do is think about, what are the things that usually are my obstacles? What things, are usually my roadblocks or something that I'm going to have to push past to really be the best version of me than I can be. Once you're done the exercise, I really want you to reflect on it. Think about the things that make you who you are, what your strengths are, and also what your weaknesses are. This is really important for you because, you know, knowing what you're really good at will make you come into work feeling confident every day. And at the same time, knowing what you're not so good at will help you recognize what could be a potential threat for you or what has the potential of bringing you and your team down. And when you know these things, you are so much more prepared to deal with it. The second thing that this SWOT analysis allows you to do is to set up your team in a way that highlights their strengths, especially where you are weaker, which brings me to my second piece of advice to you. So on my SWOT analysis, for example, one of the things that was definitely on my weakness and threat side was math. Math has always held me back like crazy. It was like an anchor to me. And I never wanted to be in a position or a seat where I had to analyze anything that had a number, which is funny because care centers or call centers are all about numbers, right? Somehow I found myself in that. But anyways, I remember one time I was so in my head about the fact that I could not figure out numbers. And my boss at the time just looked at me and was like, "You're crazy. Like, you don't need to be good at everything. All we need to do is find you somebody that's good at the numbers so that you can focus on what you're actually good at." And that was a big eye-opening moment for me because it helped me to realize that, yeah, I should be propping up other people who are strong at certain things, especially where I am weak. So thank goodness for one of my teammates, shout out to Onika, who was so much better at math than me. She was able to take these concepts and present it to me in a way that I could understand it and then run with it. So my point here is that as a manager, you do not have to have all the answers and you do not have to be strong at everything. In fact, the fact that you are able to use your teammates on a much greater scale is actually a good thing. You know, it's really important that you recognize that you are no longer the expert. What your role is to create the environment where everyone can be their best and do their best work. So identify the people on your team that are strong at certain things and just let them run with it, especially the things that you are not good at, because they will probably bring a whole lot more passion to it than you ever would. Besides, we don't want you doing stuff that you aren't really that comfortable doing because you need to be at your best so you can create that really good environment for the team. Now, I'm not talking about sloughing off your work on other people. I'm talking about empowering your teammates by giving them things that they're strong at so you can highlight their strengths and help them grow, especially where you're weak. My third piece of advice is to take ownership of yourself and of others. One of the first things that you got to do is develop yourself. You see all those things that we put in the SWOT analysis on the side of the weakness? Well, don't just sit on it. Do something about it. Take the time, invest in yourself so that you are learning each and every single day and becoming a better version of yourself so that you do better. Besides, it's virtually impossible to lead others if you cannot first lead yourself. So commit to self-improvement. I think that obviously being here on Mac TV where you're learning a ton every single week is a good thing, but do more than that. You know, read books, take time to reflect, ask for feedback. All these things will help you to be and do better. The second part of that ownership bit is developing a it's on me type of attitude, which is going to be hard, but it is true. I mean, at the end of the day, you are the leader now, which means that whatever happens on that team, whether that be good or bad, is on you. So when there is a ton of knowledge and good communication and coaching that is flowing through the team, that's a reflection of you. And when something fails, or if somebody doesn't know about something, or whatever the case might be, that blame is also on you. So ownership to me is one of those qualities that you want to wear as a badge because it will determine your success or lack thereof. By the way, if you do want to go deeper on this topic of ownership, then I do suggest that you watch a really, really good TED Talk done by Jocko, Willink, who is a retired Navy SEAL who actually served in the Iraq War. In less than 15 minutes, he talks very emotionally about everything that went wrong and how he had to take ownership of the things that went on in his team. And so I thought it was really good, so I will leave the link for that in the description box below. He also has a really, really good book called Extreme Ownership, and so if that's something that you're interested in reading and diving into, then I will leave that link in the description for you below as well. So I hope that you found the content in this video to be of use to you. And I do encourage you to download the SWOT analysis because I know it'll help you gain some clarity. And just as an added side note or bonus, SWOT analysis are so great for team building as well because it kind of just like helps the team to see who's good at what and who's not good at what so they know how to support each other. Just thought I would throw that out there. Anyways, do come back next week because I will be sharing some more first-time manager tips. And as well, don't forget to hit on the subscribe and notification bell so you don't miss out. As always, thank you so much for watching. And in the meantime, please do enjoy and have a fantastic week. And don't forget to keep smiling. I'll see you in the next one.